Welcome to the very first edition of the weekly Popcorn Bucket List show. Let's see how this works.
Yeah, we're trying something new, baby.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Just so we kind of recap, it'll basically be the same show, just a little different. We're still going to be previewing movies. We're still going to be giving our thoughts on them and whatnot. And it's just going to be maybe a little bit shorter, but we're hopefully that this is going to make us go a little bit more in depth into some of them as well. We'll tell us. You don't know how many of the jokes of his I cut because of time. So
a lot.
You're gonna get a lot more of this guy. So if you're into that, this will be more of a good show for you.
Let's go.
If you're not into that, I'm sorry. That's just all I've got to say about that. But although this show is going through a lot of changes, one thing that isn't going to change is Ryan's challenge. We're still going to do that at the top of the month, each month. Yep. He's going to have a question for the audiences. What are they going to win here if they get it right? Ryan, let them know.
Today we got 2 tickets to the CEC movie theater. Boom. Two of them. You and a friend, a parent.
That reminds me. I think I still owe my dad one of those. I think he did win one, and we never got him one.
Yeah.
So thanks for reminding me.
Too late.
It'll be good.
Time's gone by.
Yeah, expiration date. Sorry, Dad. Sorry. Yeah, you didn't.
But for anybody else, that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
just
for the parents.
Yep.
But yeah, so if you want a chance to be eligible for that, you have to comment in the YouTube video of this video. You have to get the answer right, and you got to be the first one to get it right.
Yep.
And then you win. So why don't you take it away?
Right.
Well, I definitely will be paying attention.
So since the Olympics are underway this year, I decided to go with a pick of an Olympian, Michael Edwards. Now, if you can tell me what film was made about him and the title of the film, then you win the prize, which will be 2 tickets to the CEC movie theaters. Oh, what are you doing over there? Huh? What's going on?
Turn right to go left.
What's going on?
What?
Oh, hey.
Yeah, no,
hey.
They were. I was just making sure they still worked.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but I was totally paying attention to your question about the Summer Olympics. Definitely, I'm looking forward to that next year for sure. I was like the throwing and the fencing and whatnot, but I wish they would put more racing into the Summer Olympics as well. I think that's what your question was alluding to. So I agree with that point as well. But let's move on to the weekly preview. It's no longer the monthly; it's the weekly preview.
That's right.
Why did we do this? Because I was sick and tired of coming up with a monthly preview and having the end of the month be inaccurate.
It changed every single month. Every time.
Because of all the pushings, they would add things. We previewed Hotel Transylvania like 3 times.
Yep.
We're going to have to preview Cierno looking forward to this month again. If we had done the monthly preview, we'd be previewing Cierno again for like the 3rd time.
Yep.
By the time we get to it, it's probably going to be pushed. And we'd have to do it again.
Yep. Same thing with Morbius.
Maybe Peter Dinklage is just a fan of the show, and he loves his face on our screen, and he just keeps getting pushed. Like, yes.
If you want to, come on the show,
we'd be willing to talk.
We'd be willing to put you out,
Mr. Dinklage.
Yeah.
If that's there's easier ways to contact us.
Yeah.
Instead of just getting your movie pushed every month.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So,
anyways, but we do have a few to talk about here. We got 3 coming out Friday, February 4th. Let's run them down. One of the first ones to come out here is Jackass Forever. This is a straight-to-theaters release, sequel to the franchise of the Johnny Knoxville and his friends.
Yep.
I like to consider myself a sophisticated person. I like to think my comedy palette is very smart comedy.
Yeah.
So when I first saw this trailer, I think I was at the theater, and it was one of the previews, and I hadn't seen the trailer yet. I saw this, and I literally rolled my eyes. I was like, "Oh, not another one." And I'm sitting here in my ivory tower, "Oh, what's folly is this crap?" I laughed way more at this trailer than I thought I was going to.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it. My humor maybe not be as sophisticated as yours.
Well, apparently mine's not as much as I thought it was.
Yeah, Johnny Knoxville, the whole cast, they are just characters, and half of the movie, yes, is about them pranking each other, but the other half of the movie I get enjoyment of is just seeing friends being around each other. And yeah, they're doing some silly stuff, but it's funny. I enjoy it.
Coming out that same weekend, Moonfall. This is one I don't know what to feel about with this one. It's Roland Emmerich doing a disaster film. And what is that disaster film? The moon is falling towards Earth.
Yes.
It's just crazy.
It's very epic sphere.
Yes.
Very
this may be the most Roland Emmerich movie we've ever seen. And for that, I'm all in. Because if he's all in, I'm all in.
Yes, and I think they have a pretty good cast too. I mean, I remember when I first saw the first trailer, I saw Sam from Game of Thrones on there, and I'm like, oh, hello. And I thought, I got to watch this movie. I don't think he talks like that, but that's what played in my head, and gave me goosebumps.
When I saw this trailer, though, there were parts that almost looked like it was taking itself seriously, and then there was other parts where it looked like it was spoofing itself.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me, because, like, the disaster action movie genre has been around for a long, long time. But it's almost like Roland Emmerich kind of redefined it or recreated it. And so now it's almost like he's spoofing himself.
Yeah.
Or at least some of the actors look like that's what they're trying to do.
And, like, I agree with you on some of that. Like, some of the shots and just the scenes from the trailer, it looks very, like, a serious film. Mm-hmm. And then there's other times where it's like, okay.
There's literally one part, like, one of the cliches in action movies in general is people always being like, hold on. Like, well, okay, what else are they going to do? Let go?
Yeah.
But, like, there's literally a point where they took, like, 3 moments through in this one movie where someone's saying, hold on, and they played them next to each other.
Yeah.
Like, that was intentional.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way they just put those 3 together. They're, like, saying, like, yeah, no, we're doing all the cliches, but we're almost, like, poking fun at them in a weird way.
Yep.
So, I don't know. As long as it does more of that than taking itself seriously, I think this could be a good film. Finally coming out this week, The Wolf and the Lion, not to be confused with the Game of Thrones episode. I tried to like look this up because I was trying to figure out if this was based on a true story or anything, and like I looked it up, and they're like the first Wikipedia thing that showed up was like, this is episode 5 of Game of Thrones. I was like, oh crap, now I gotta That's another Game of Thrones reference.
It's because Game of Thrones is one of the best TV shows of all time. Not the best. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
One of the best. I'm leaving it there.
That's fair. That's fair. You do. But yeah, talk about crazy. But
I don't think it's based on a true story.
No, it's not. I tried looking to see if it was. It's not. So thankfully, no. But yeah, it's this like middle-aged girl, whatever, or like young woman, I guess, whatever you want to call her. She inherits her grandfather's place out in the Canadian wilderness. Like the grandfather, like kind of had a quote unquote pet wolf, but not really. It was like a wild wolf. It just kind of hung around.
Yep.
The wolf had like a pup. The wolf brings the pup in, like when it's injured. Like the kid takes care of the wolf pup, and then by circumstance, a plane crashes, and a lion cub escapes, and now she's adopted the lion cub as well. The wolf pup and the lion cub have befriended each other. It's a real like Fox and the Hound kind of thing, but they're both wild animals.
Yeah.
They're looking for the lion cub because like a circus bought it, and she has to like protect him. And there's this one character. He's like, "What are you gonna do when these things grow up? Because that's gonna be a full-grown lion and a full-grown wolf." And that's a good point. Yeah. What are you gonna do with a full-grown lion and a full-grown wolf?
You will not have to worry about security problems.
That is true.
You will be A-okay.
You won't have to worry about anything because they're probably gonna eat you.
Yeah, it's very true.
One of them.
They don't even need to be full-grown to eat you.
Probably eat you. Yeah. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, what if they teamed up against the owner?
What if she's training them, and like when the people from the circus try to come and get them?
And it's directed by M. Night Shyamalan. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with this movie. Very heartwarming, very kid-friendly. Sure, it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's kid-friendly, but Is that the message we want to send to kids?
I don't know.
Yeah, adopt any wild animal that comes to your front door.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'm sure I'll end up watching it with the kiddos and
Yeah.
might shed a tear maybe, And
Shed a tear at the fact that you're wasting your life doing this.
yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm going to be in the next theater in Moonfall, and you're literally going to hear me be like, yes! That was epic! Oh my God, he drove on the moon with a Subaru! And you're sitting there like, why is the lion doing... Why are they friends?
Why are they licking flowers together?
Meanwhile, cut to me like, yeah, punch the moon in the face. The moon has grown a face. And they're punching it.
Yeah. And then my wife will be next door watching Jackass.
She left you with the kids.
Yeah, I love you with kids.
But with that, let's give a little Marshall 6 update. This is the theater where we will probably be checking these movies out if we get the chance to. I'm definitely going to be trying to see that Moonfall. I'm not going to lie.
Maybe they'll show what's on the dark side of the moon.
Ooh. Ooh. I think you just described the plot twist. What if what's on the dark side of the moon is the reason why it's falling?
Yes.
This whole time.
MCU confirmed.
MCU didn't have anything to do with the moon, though.
They got moon bases,
That's
I'm
Transformers.
Sure. Oh.
Transformers confirmed, if anything.
Michael Bay confirmed.
Michael Bay confirmed. But yeah, Marshall 6 Theater here in Marshall, Minnesota. Great staff, great facilities. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Some of my most fun times watching movies there. Best popcorn in Marshall. As someone who has tried almost every version of popcorn in Marshall, that's not an exaggeration.
And there's a lot of places you can get popcorn in town.
Best popcorn.
Between bars, venues, everything.
I'm a popcorn connoisseur, self-described, I guess. But, yeah, they've got movies. They sometimes will get some random smaller ones, too, that I want to check out here that even miss our radar.
Yep.
Like, they had a few... the manager was describing to me the one with the mermaid. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need to see this. They've got it.
King's Daughter?
Yeah, something like that.
It's supposed to come out in 2015. 2015.
And they're getting it now.
And they're getting it now. Yeah,
I'm glad they did.
James Bond as a king, but he's got fake hair. It's wild. It's wild.
So, yeah, go check out the Marshall 6 Theater. They've got deals for you as well on certain days of the week. And with that, let's move into some number one recommends. I'll kick things off here because I'm going to do a TV series. Cobra Kai Season 4. Cobra Kai is the TV series in general. I feel like I maybe have recommended this show before. Cobra Kai Season 4 took everything to the next level. It was awesome overall. They do this great thing with all the younger characters because, like, even though some of them are kind of quote-unquote bad guys, they give them backstories and reasons why
they're bad.
That. But also, when they do get to the tournament, because this one does end in another tournament, when all these characters start meeting face-to-face, you actually don't know who's going to win. The thing about the original Karate Kid series is you see Daniel, he's the good guy. Clearly, he's going to win the tournament. It's just going to be an underdog thing.
Yep.
But when I was watching the tournament in the finale, I'm not going to spoil who wins. I'm not going to do that, but it's let known pretty early on it's going to end in a tournament. I honestly didn't know who was going to win each of these matchups. They set it up so perfectly that it literally could have been either of these fighters. And there's multiple fights in that final few episodes that it's like that, to the point where I was getting so invested in it. At one point, one of the characters lands a kick, and I, like, cheered, and then the ref calls, like, no point, out of bounds. And I kid you not, this is not a joke, I jumped out of my chair and yelled, "That's a bullcrap call, ref!" Like I was actually watching a sport.
Yeah.
I kid you not. And I like stopped myself. I was like, Nick, it's a scripted show. Let's take a breath here. Let's pause it for a sec. Let's take a moment.
Yeah.
And just watch the show. But I was so invested at that point. I was like, no, ref, take back that call. That was bullcrap. No. So, yeah, highly recommend Cobra Kai Season 4. Ryan, what do you recommend and what do you got?
So what I'm recommending is Attack of the Hollywood Clichés. This is found on Netflix. Now, it's not exactly new. It came out a couple of years ago. However, I did not see the movie until now. And I don't know necessarily if I'd even call it a movie. It's an hour-long special. But it talks about kind of like how these cliches came to be and like what movie popularized it, and it just kept going and going and going. And now, whereas when it happened, it wasn't a cliche; it was just part of maybe the storytelling. And then it's like, oh, okay, I get that. And it's Rob Lowe is pretty funny, and he narrates the whole thing. So there's some good jokes in there. But yeah, I highly recommend it. It was a good, fun watch. My wife and I watched it. It was funny.
Very good. And with that is going to do it for us here on this very first edition of Weekly Popcorn Bucket List. Again, we'll see how long this goes. I'd like this to be the norm, but let us know what you guys think. I guess
the new norm.
We take feedback sometimes. Yeah. If it's smart feedback. If I'm looking at it like, nah, you don't know what you're talking about, then it's ignore it.
You goof.
I ignore them. I block them. I contact my hacker buddies and I have them hack their life and ruin them.
Yeah,
whatever. It's nothing. Anyways,
don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. But as always, if you have a guess to Ryan's challenge, you have to put it in the comment section of the YouTube video, not the Facebook posts. Don't directly message us. Comment section of this YouTube video, the one you are watching right now. Just go down a little bit. The little thing that says comments, put it down there. First one to put it down there that is right wins the challenge. But while you're down there, also let us know what you're watching, what shows, TV, movies, stuff like that. And if you really want to prank us, recommend a really bad one. If you put it down there, we'll watch it.
We'll watch it.
And so that is a popcorn bucket list guarantee right there.
Ooh,
friends.
Stamp it.
Right there. As always, on behalf of myself and Ryan Meyerberg, we'd like to thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week.